ខ្ញុំប្រកាសណានាងខ្ញុំទាំងអស់គ្នាសូមក្រាបថ្វាយបង្គំព្រះរតនត្រ័យគ្រប់ព្រះអង្គជាទីសក្ការៈនាងខ្ញុំនិងក្រុមការងារសូមគោរពជម្រាបសួរឯកឧត្តមប្រធានសូមទោសចានាងខ្ញុំជឹកនឹងក្រុមការងារសូមគោរពជម្រាបសួរឯកឧត្តមសាស្ត្រាចារ្យបណ្ឌិតដាំឆារីជាអគ្គមេបញ្ជាការដោយសេចក្តីថ្លៃថ្នូរនិងយ៉ាងខ្ពង់ខ្ពស់ជាទីបំផុតសូមជម្រាបសួរអស់លោកស្រីបងប្អូនរួមជាតិទាំងអស់ជាទីនឹករលឹកដើម្បីជាកិច្ចចាប់ផ្ដើមនៃកម្មវិធីរបស់ស្ត្រីឆ្នាំយើងខ្ញុំនៅក្នុងថ្ងៃនេះគឺជាថ្ងៃសៅរ៍ទី25ខែមករាឆ្នាំ2020ត្រូវនឹងថ្ងៃអាទិត្យខែឆ្នាំដដែលនៅប្រទេសខ្មែរនេះក៏ជាលើកទី2ហើយដែលក្រុមស្ត្រីឆ្នាំយើងខ្ញុំបានមកជួបអស់លោកម្ដងទៀតនីតិរបស់យើងខ្ញុំមានចំនួន1ម៉ោងហើយនិយាយជាភាសាអង់គ្លេសសំណេះសំណាលគ្នាជារបៀបតុកមូលដែលមានក្មួយស្រីឆាវីជាអ្នកសម្រុះសម្រួលនៅក្នុងការប្រជុំនេះចាហើយជាបន្ទាប់ទៅទៀតនេះខ្ញុំក៏សូមប្រគល់មីក្រូហ្វូនជូនទៅក្មួយស្រីឆាវីសូមអញ្ជើញចា
សូមអរគុណអ្នកមីងណារី Good evening and welcome back to Supreme Council of Khmer Help Khmer for Rescue Lady Viewpoint. Tonight it is going to be another interesting topic and welcome back to our second show following a very successful first show. I would like to say thank you to all of you out there for your support and for being here tonight with us again. And now I would like to introduce our panelists this evening. Right now we have Mrs. China Set, Mrs. Kalyanu, and of course Mrs. Nari Soon. And my name is Chowipik. I am your host tonight. Since we last met on this show last month, there have been so many bad developments happen to our people in our motherland back home. Every time we heard all this sad news, it made me so angry. This is the reason why we are so determined to help bring peace and prosperity to our homeland. Ladies, let's begin our show. Last month, our topic was, who is His Excellency Professor Dr. Ray Chatham? Tonight, we are going to have a continuation story of our mission from the last month. And we have so much to share for the next 60 minutes. So let's get started. Our topic tonight is, why are we liberating Cambodia? The tear of our people and the cry of our motherland. Our people have been suffering for over 100 years from the hand of thief Vietnamese from Bao Dai to Ho Yip Minh and his successor with Hun Sen, the former Khmer Rouge. The comrade as their puppet boy. We are very concerned if nothing drastic happening soon, Khmer will be all gone. Therefore, His Excellency decided to come out from his most busy schedule and protected environment to lead Kon Khmer to liberating our motherland. Ladies, tonight we would like to share our audience of why, how, who, and when we're going to liberate our motherland. On China, you seem to be very energized about tonight's topic. I am sure you have so much to share, all of us here. Okay, let's start with the big question. Why? Thank you.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity to explain to you all why. Okay, for inviting me tonight. It's always a pleasure to be part of Supreme Council of Khmer Help Khmer for Rescue, Ladies Viewpoint. The big question tonight is why, Bong Chewi, why are we liberating Cambodia? I have many reasons to ask why myself. You are correct, Bong, that we as Khmer have been suffering endlessly for so many years. I am not sure so many years is correct. It's more likely over 100 years by the hand of murderer Vietnamese Emperor Bao Dai. But the most important is, if we don't act now, we are going to lose Khmer land for good. In 1999, the evil government pledged 4 provinces, which is Ratanakari, Mandolkari, Stung Treng, and Krche, to join venture with the CLVN with investment, Cambodia, Laos, and Vietnam. And Vietnam as the managing partner of joint venture and with the 99 years contract. What this tells me that by the 99 years over, the 4 provinces will be gone, just like Kampuchea Krom in 1949. Keep in mind, well, that the trade zone will be nothing else but Vietnamese business owns and operated. This time we must make it right once and for all. Us, lady, must do our part by bringing awareness to every Kon Khmer and people around the globe of how bad the Vietnamese doctrines are. Their plan is to steal our land and annihilate the Khmer race, Bong.
Well, thank you, Onchina. You are dead right of this, my dear. I am so buoyed up with this subject come up. But now I have so much hope than ever before due to what I have experienced in the last 12 months after I joined the Supreme Council of Khmer Help Khmer for Rescue. Now let's hear from On Golian.
Thank you, Wong, and good evening, everyone. You know, with this government right now, this illegal government and the no good king, I am so upset. Back in December the 5th, 2019, the no good king signed another border treaty with Vietnam as the supplement of the treaty that was signed by the Heng Samrin regime back in 1985. With all this stupidity or these acts of treason gave away 70,000 square kilometers of ocean rights to Vietnam and Thailand in 1982 and 1985, if I'm not mistaken. Let me break it down here for everyone here. We lost, Cambodia lost ownership of two islands, which is Sckhk and Sckhk. And we lost another 30,000 square kilometer of ocean area to Vietnam. Additional 10,000 square kilometer was put into joint venture, a consortium with Vietnam, and another 30,000 square kilometer of ocean area to Thailand, which is about 2/3 of the 95 square kilometer of ocean area. Now, these treaties are 1,000% in violation of the 1991 Cambodia Paris Peace Agreement. We as Khmer will not honor this treaty, especially when the new republic will be in charge. The Supreme Council of Khmer for Rescue is in position to announce the interim government. You know what? We are not too far from this. The new Khmer Republic will take legal action against the illegal regime and reinstate the 1991 Cambodia Paris Peace Agreement. After hearing all this sad news that we hear every day, seen on the internet, the Facebook, I feel very, very painful to know and to hear the pain that we all, the Khmer people are suffering and continue to go through this experience, the human injustice that's created by the self-interest leaders, Khmer leaders, like King Sihanouk and his wife Monique, Pol Pot the monster, Hun Sen the traitor, Ranrat the womanizer, and of course Sam Rainsy and his wife both supported the traitor regime. These leaders never give any Khmer any opportunity to learn or advance, especially King Norodom Sihanouk. He gave away Khmer Krom for his crown and his Vietnamese wife. And the monster Pol Pot slaughtered over 3 million people during the Khmer Rouge regime between 1975 to 1979. The most outrageous of all is Hun Sen regime right now. Since 1979, they kill all the patriot people like Dr. Kam Lay, the outspoken critic, Mr. Chia Wut Chia, the labor union leader, Mr. Chut Wut Thi, the environment protector, and many, many more. Back on November the 17th, 2017, Hun Sen banned the opposition party like the CNRP and prohibit them all, the sitting National Assembly members, from participating in politics. You know what, ladies, we can go on and on all the negative stuff all night long, but it's not worth it. So let us focus more on the positive stuff that more benefiting to us and help liberating our country. On the positive things, I would like to share with everyone here that what I have learned from His Excellency, his plan to liberate Cambodia. His Excellency is a very, very smart person, and I am very confident that his strategy will overcome the 100 years of the Vietnamese dirty doctrines that planned to wipe all the Khmer people out. Like I have said before, His Excellency planned from the beginning of the rainbow to the end of the rainbow. He plans from down low to up high. His priority is Khmer people's safety and well-being. And this means that will be no bloodshed. If possible, will be no bloodshed. Thank you, Bong Chavi. Back to you.
Thank you, On Kalayan. And now, On China, let's talk about the history. Can you share with us in brief of how, when we lost the 21 provinces in 1949 to Emperor Bao Dai? On China?
Yes, of course, Bong Chavi. It is very painful indeed, especially when you experience or to recall what's going on back in the history. Let's go back to 1941 because this all started when the French government played as kingmaker in Khmer future and politics. As you all know, all the past in the past, Khmer leaders are very self-interest and incompetent with only one thing in their mind, which is women. You know, I know you all very sick of this, and I'm very sick of this mindset. We as Khmer women will make things right. When Prince Sihanouk was crowned king in 1941, he was only 18 years of age. To me, he was still a child. The whole thing was orchestrated by the French with the influence of the Vietnamese Emperor Bai Dai Bong, as I mentioned.
Yeah, Onchina, you all right indeed. This leader should have His Excellency pure heart and leadership. We wouldn't be in this kind of mess right now. Yes, let me go ask Naminari. Naminari, do you have any comment?
Yes, Khmer Chavi, I agree with you. All these leaders are very dirty. I hope all our future leaders are just like His Excellency with a pure heart. Thank you, Khmer.
Well, thank you. Yes, thank you so much, Naminari. You all are right. Yeah, this leader is very, very dirty indeed. Like King Rodom, Sihanouk grandfather, hear this, ladies, had 47 wives and 61 children, 27 sons and 34 daughters. You know what? This is not made up. It's a fact. You can Google it. This is the main reason why we lost the land. The Khmer Empire used to be 1.1 million square kilometers, and now it's only 181,000 square kilometers. It's just unreal. Now let's come back to Onchina about the history more. How did we lost the 21 provinces, Onsrei?
Well, Bang Chavi, we lost the 21 provinces. It was due to our leaders' stupidity and self-interest more than anything else, Bang. It started with King Sihanouk and his cronies. King Sihanouk was a very self-interest leader, as we mentioned. He was very childish. After all, he was only a teenager when he was crowned as king. He does not want anyone to be educated or seem to be a better person than than him. So he eliminates anyone that could present harm to his leadership, like Mr. Sckhk was the chairman of the National Assembly during the French colonial years. He was murdered due to his challenges to the king power or the way he rules. The loss of 21 provinces, Bang Chavi, of 68,950 square kilometers started in 1945 during the drafting of the agreement for reclaiming Cambodia independent from France. The Kampuchea Krom territory was not part of the document, Bang. Let me elaborate this. On September 23rd, 1945, a joint commission called the Franco-Khmer Committee was formed to draft a compromise code called Modus Vivendi, probably, yeah, how you pronounce it in French. And it was executed on January the 8th, 1946. The two teams that were created to negotiate the annex signing over the territory of Kampuchea Krom to Vietnam, the Khmer group and the French group, are broken into two groups. The groups were Princes Sisavat Manipong, Chanat, Kumtit, Nyak Chulong, and Sun Bun Se. And then the French group was, if I pronounce it right in French, Saint Malor, Pange, Rue, Baudelaire, and Mary. These were the people responsible for giving our land to Vietnam, Bong.
Why? I don't get it. Why, Onchina? Just...
Well, to be precise, to gain independence from Kampuchea Kandal, today called Cambodia. Before the French left, the Franco-Khmer Committee left out the word Kampuchea Krom in the geographic and administrative statutes of the new Cambodia. The admitted of the 21 provinces Kampuchea Krom from the reclaiming independent from France was one of the biggest mistakes that gave Vietnamese the opportunity to pick up and to claim the 21 provinces in 1949 that led to the creation of French law, which is 45-73.
Wow. You know, my question is, why would anyone give away your own land, own Galayan? It's just mind-boggling to me.
Well, you know, Bob, after I did some research and reading some Khmer history, and especially listening to Mr. Sorapipok and the elder in our group, this is something that I feel I am very baffled since King Sihanouk crowned king instead of his cousin. King Sihanouk never made any attempt to claim back the lost territory that but he made 2 attempts to take Thailand into international court on a 5 square kilometer land twice. And on the opposite, he helped Ho Chi Minh reunited North Vietnam and South Vietnam. For the last 70 years, no one from any of the Khmer government ever did make any legal claim against the French government at the legal court level for illegally annexed the 21 provinces and 2 islands to Vietnam. You know, this gives me a very funny feeling that the Vietnamese group had bought out the Khmer group, or the royal group had sold out to the French, sold out to the Vietnamese group, especially then Prince Sihanouk.
What do you mean, Ogalian?
Well, then Prince Sihanouk had a lot to gain from this, due to Sihanouk was not supposed to be crowned king. His cousin Sisawat Maniret was in line to be crowned king, but the French found him to be uncontrollable. You know, ladies, I bet this whole thing was manipulated by the Vietnamese, with this lady spy operative working behind the scene with the French official. Especially, you know, men, when it comes to women with short skirts and sweet talk, they just do anything. They're very weak. They're very weak. Comes to women.
Absolutely, that I totally agree. Only for some, not everybody. I really don't want to category every man.
Yeah, I think back then, majority.
Yeah, majority. Yes.
You know, and there's a movie that came out, Vietnam's war movie back in 1987, called The Full Metal Jacket. You can go Google and search and watch the movie. It's a very famous line for the Vietnamese girls that they use toward their lover. Me love you long, long time.
I may have to look into that, Mongkalian. It sounds very interesting.
Go watch it.
You know, actually, I did watch it 3 times. A very famous movie. Thank you, Ogalian. Ontina, I know this part is really got you upset. Let's come back to our topic, how are we going to liberate Cambodia? Can you share with us how are we going to liberate our country from this fifth Vietnamese and Chinese conqueror?
Yes, Wong. You know, every part get me upset, especially when we talk about history. Well, anyway, every time this subject comes up, I am very upset. And anyhow, okay, let's come back to our topic, how. How are we going to liberate Cambodia? This is a very good question, Wong Chavi. His Excellency plan of approach is very phenomenal indeed, just like Mongkalian have said. His Excellency spent a great deal of time structuring strategy in liberating our country in the best interest of the Khmer people and no one else. Khmer people come first in terms of safety and well-being, Wong. I have never met any Khmer leader that cares so much about Khmer people like His Excellency, especially of his position and responsibility to the world. Let me put in as simple perspective as possible. The Vietnamese doctrines plans were to swallow Khmer land. Let's go back over 100 years ago with this dirty trick embedded inside government and to the royal circle. I am very impressed with His Excellency approach. His way of liberating is based on law and legal structure that are already in place and in front of us, Bong.
Ontina, what do you mean in front of us?
Well, let me break this into several components. There's 2 law of agreement that already existed to, or available for us to utilize. For example, the 1949 French law, which is 49-733, the law that annexed the 21 provinces and 2 islands of Khmer land with 4 million people to the Vietnamese Emperor Ba Dai illegally. And then 2, the 1991 Cambodia-Paris Peace Agreement that everyone has been talking about to execute the 18 nations, which include the 5 superpower or 5 permanent members of United Nations Security Council. Well, this peace agreement was from the concern by the tragic conflict and continuing bloodshed in Cambodia. It was convened as the invitations of the government of the French Republic, with Australia as a major contribution in order to achieve internationally guarantee comprehensive settlement that would restore peace to Cambodia, to all Khmer. We, Bong, the Supreme Council of Khmer Help Khmer for Rescue, is a political movement which established on October 6, 2008, under the leadership of His Excellency Professor Dr. Ray Chatdam as the founder and the commander-in-chief of the operation. We have a very strong plan, and we are very confident in liberating our motherland backbone because we have all the resources that are available at our expense. However, first and foremost in the law and international court complaint to lay out the legitimacy of our organization and our mission. So the 1949 French 49-733 law that gave the administrative authority to the Vietnamese Emperor Ba Dai was illegal. Bong. We shall take this to the International Court of Justice in Hague. And of course, the 1991 Cambodian Paris Peace Agreement is our core foundation, Bong, and the principle to restore on the political settlement of Cambodia conflict agreement concerning sovereignty, as we always talk about, territorial integrity, inviolability, and neutrality, the national unity of Cambodia. Bong. These are breaking into those peace agreements. With the Republic government under new constitution is for the people and by the people to be called the Khmer Republic. Bong. His Excellency strong belief that he will do everything possible to bring happiness back to the righteous people of the land, which are the Savannah Pum people called Khmer land. Back to you, Bong.
Thank you so much, Ochina. Now let us turn our attention to On Kalian again. What do you think of our strategy to liberate Cambodia? Can you help us to understand a little bit better of our strategy? On Kalian?
Oh, sure, Bong. You know, His Excellency planning is very out of the box for sure. And I'm going to make it, do my best to keep it simple to follow. Like Onchina said, His Excellency spent a great deal of time structuring and the strategy to make sure that our victory is imminent, 1000% successful. He wants to make sure that our effort will not be disappointed. Over the last couple of years, His Excellency has set up a solid apparatus in every possible way to make sure that our victory is 1000% success. And this is why his nickname is Dr. No, meaning no failure in his vocabulary. Our strategy is very constructive and comprehensive to the letter of the plan. The master plan is divided into 4 phases. Phase 1 is research, assessment, strategize and planning, and complaint and plan of action. Phase 2 is liberation. Phase 3 is control and governance. And phase 4 is redevelopment and growth. Back to you, Bong.
Thank you, On Kalian, for laying out the 4 phase of our liberation mission. Now, Ochina, can you share with us the phase 1?
Yes, Bong. Of course, as Bong Kalian has said, this plan involved in the following tasks: researching, assessment, planning, and of course, preparations for liberation. Chavi?
Thank you, Onchina. Yes, thank you, Onchina. On Kalian, can you please clarify what do you mean by researching and assessment in phase 1?
Sure, Bong. I will try my best to explain what involved in researching and assessment. As we all know that His Excellency is very successful in what he has directed his back office support to carry out the task. Before I get into this too far, let me back it up a little bit here. To carry out the historical task, His Excellency has set up a world-class group of attorneys, law firm around the globe. I am talking nothing about world-class, the best. These attorneys are representing from the following countries: the United States of America, the United Kingdom, France, origin from Israeli, Australia, Indonesia, China, Russia, Holland, and of course the UNOITC corporate attorneys team. If you have noticed, these attorneys are the reciprocation of the 18 signatories of the 1991 Cambodia-Paris Peace Agreement. This Council of Attorneys has done a great deal and accomplished high-level political apparatus with all the world's superpowers like France, UK, and United States. The setup is to pave the way for us to file the lawsuit against the Vietnamese government in order to reclaim the 21 provinces and 2 islands from known as Campuchia Krom. These council attorneys has done a great deal of researching and assessing. We were able to uncover over tens of thousands of pages of official documents that the French government handed over to us a few months back. These official documents will give us a slam dunk victory with a great satisfaction. The council attorneys confirmed this after they had reviewed the documents and met the French official regarding the historical lawsuit against the Vietnamese government. Again, His Excellency preparation is based on the international and legal process, Mom.
Well, thank you, On Galian. I must say this: His Excellency, he is very, very smart man. No other Khmer leader ever had this kind of ability to think and to have this kind of strategy. Tell me why His Excellency picked those attorney on China.
Well, Bong, His Excellency is a thorough person. It is very simple and very logical for selecting these attorneys representing those countries, because those countries will play the major roles in the Supreme Council of Khmer Help Khmer for Rescue to build a legal case against the Vietnamese government. He gave directions to these group of attorneys to study the political problems of our country that go all the way back to 1835, well, to find out why and what really happened then. The Council of Attorney of 8 attorneys structured into 3 groups, which are Group 1, Research Team, Group 2, Lobbyist Team, Group 3, Legal Complaint Team. The research team is very important for the Supreme Council of Khmer Help Khmer for Rescue to research Khmer history from 1835. This is the first time in the history of Cambodia politics. No group has never done this research and assessment before, Bong. That was the reason why they all have failed. They have now no intention or the will to liberate Cambodia like us, the Supreme Council of Khmer Help Khmer for Rescue. His Excellency has established the political will for the French government and Indonesian government to revisit the 1991 Cambodia-Paris Peace Agreement.
What do you mean by political will on China?
Well, Bong, what I mean is that no one cares for Khmer except Khmer, right, Bong? So His Excellency has used this leverage to convince them to revisit the agreement again. And besides revisiting the 1991 Cambodia-Paris Peace Agreement, Bong, His Excellency elite lobbyist team have orchestrated with the United States legislature body, the House and Senate, with the vital Cambodia corruption legislator bills HR 526, which everyone have always been talking about, will be signed by the President of the United States when the time is appropriate.
Thank you so much, Onchina. Now let's us take a moment to bring all of us here to understand the reality of how things are done. On Galian, can you share with us in this political area?
Sure, Bong. Something like this at this magnitude must be done behind closed door. Our United States lobbyist team has been very, very busy lobbying the United States of America, United States government on our behalf. And the recent Global Magnitsky Act sanctioned on December the 9th, 2019 by the Department of Treasury, the two corrupted Cambodian high-ranking officials were one of many things that our lobbyist team filed with the Trump administration. All these legal actions could not be done without His Excellency political and financial influence. This is something that, you know what, this is sad because this is something that many Khmer around the world would not give us credit for, you know, at the time being, due to a lack of understanding of how complex politics should be done.
Wow, this is very major step accomplishment. No one has done for us. You are right, On Kalayan. This take more than just money. It does take political leverage. His Excellency does have one and is very solid one also.
It is a major political accomplishment, Bong Chavi. Cambodia politics is not just regional problem with a regional solution. It's required global solutions. As we mentioned on October the 6th, 2018, the Supreme Council of Khmer for Rescue officially launched our mission to liberate our country with the World Administrative Office in Washington, D.C. Then a few months after we established the legal administrative headquarters near Paris, France, which is called the Chateau Louis XIV. And now the future Asia administrative headquarters in Kuala Lumpur.
Yes, On Kalayan, the world headquarters it's in DC, and I cannot wait to visit the Asian administrative headquarters in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
Same here, Bong.
Yeah.
And yes, this is correct. Yes, it's correct. The Asia administrative headquarters in Kuala Lumpur is very large and is almost ready to move in the near future. And I'm sure we all excited as well.
Absolutely.
You know, all around the world, you know, we are very serious to bring peace and prosperity to our motherland.
Yeah, thank you, On Kalayan. Now let us talk about phase 2, On China.
Okay, Bong, this phase is all about removing the current evil regime from power. The approach of phase 2 is a very fragile process, and every step must be calculated move. Like we mentioned, the diplomatic avenue is our first choice. This means our first course of actions will be the announcement of the interim government to be called the Khmer Republic. How exciting is that, Bong?
Yes, interim government, the Khmer Republic. This is a major milestone, On Kalayan. What do you know about interim government, On Kalayan?
It sure is a major milestone, Bong. This has always been in our master plan, in compliance with the international law. At the same time, the tactical covert options always on the table. I am very, very confident that the interim government, the Khmer Republic, will be recognized by the United States of America, the United Kingdom, the European Union, and the ASEAN, and at least 50 nations.
Wow, 50 nations, Jayo Khmer Republic. This is a big nation. Minari, aren't you excited, Gina? I am so excited.
Yeah.
I am so excited. I mean, I can't wait until this time comes, Bong. I mean, not just us that we, you know, can't wait. I know every Kon Khmer around the world can't wait either.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Uncle Jan, would you tell us more how?
Sure, Bong. With 50 nations would be a very successful accomplishment because of the political infrastructure that our 8 attorneys are lobbying right now with all the nations around the world. And of course, you all already know, it is His Excellency Financial Power, which is the Grandmaster Commitment Holder. However, to ensure things will happen in our favor, we have shown and proved our ability to liberate our country. His Excellency is not limited to anything. He has shown our firepower like the drone, and to confront any possible military power that's supported by the Vietnamese and Chinese military units. Now, His Excellency, but His Excellency preference is peaceful solution through the diplomatic avenue, if possible. And we all seen this, the speech from the Singapore Prime Minister back in May the 31st, 2019, regarding the Vietnamese government invaded Cambodia back in December the 25th, 1978. And the visit of the Malaysian Prime Minister to Cambodia back in September 1st, 2019. It was all diplomatic effort by His Excellency. And you know what? A lot of moving parts that happened behind the scene, Bong.
Yeah, well, I am so overjoyed by this good news. Well, everyone that listening tonight, please understand this is very complex issues in dealing with liberating our country, especially with 70 years to 100 years of problem. Not to mention too much, but all of you know the group that I am referring to. They have done nothing except lying and collecting donations. This is something that could not be done by protesting on the street and calling up for people power to stand up against the tyrant like Hun Sen, communist nation as his backbone. Like all of us had mentioned, our problem started with 100 years ago. His Excellency know the root that caused the cancer, which are the thief Vietnamese and communist Chinese. Unfortunately, this cancer, His Excellency has the right cure for it. Okay, now let's talk about phase 3 on China.
Yes, Bong. This is what we all want to hear, phase 3. This is the phase that all of us will be participating in, Bong Chavi. As being the Supreme Council of Khmer for Rescue Corps members, we have the obligation to protect our, again, sovereignty, independence, territorial integrity, inviolability, and neutrality, and maintain the national unity of Cambodia after we took control, which is a major task, Bong. However, this time we will have enormous support of technical know-how from all over the world. Bong Chavi, you have any other question?
Well, thank you, On China. On Kalayan, this support come from? Can you please clarify more for us, for the audience? Thank you.
Bong, I will be glad to, but I should keep it simple as possible to minimize confusion. You see, the Supreme Council of Khmer for Rescue, with His Excellency as the Commander-in-Chief, is under the umbrella of UNOITC, also known as the United Nations Office of International Treasury Control, which controls 9 regions with 205 countries. We have more than enough technical resources to springboard Cambodia into the 21st century for sure, Bong. And in the last 14 months, His Excellency has aligned all the required political and financial apparatus to bring the excess of this evil regime to an end. This is including the financial platform to build the infrastructure and to stimulate economic development and develop the social infrastructure for the next 20 years. So the support is no one else other than His Excellency himself, because no one cares for Khmer than Khmer ourselves. With these 205 countries that I had mentioned are real, and when they understand what His Excellency could do for them, I am so sure that they will crawl to His Excellency for help. Let me try to clarify your question of who will support our mission. You see, back in 1991, the United Nations UNTAC operation was, to my opinion, was a failure. Why? Because Sihanouk was the problem. Sihanouk asked UNTAC to cease their mission before they could complete the mission. And it was the most expensive United Nations sponsored election ever in 1993. It cost the world about $2 billion. And I believe there were about 20,000 people from the United Nations member countries. This time will be different. You know why? because us Khmer will be running the operations. There will be tens of thousands of people from all types of industries. There will be a very comprehensive operation ever, and there will be an unlimited budget.
Yeah, you know what, like I said all over again and again, there's so much, a lot of good news. And you know what, no other group that have this kind of plan, and especially with the budget. Yeah, On Kalayan, can you tell why we need tens of thousands of people for this master plan for redevelopment? As you said, we have an for redevelopment. I hope both of you can give the audience out there some highlight to the redevelopment plan on Kalayan.
Well, Bonchavi, this is phase 4 of our mission. With some tens of thousands of experts and unlimited budget, we know that the job will be done right. Right now, our country is in a very, very bad shape. Our Khmer people have no jobs. Our youngsters migrated to neighboring countries for unskilled jobs by the millions. Our social and our social program have been totally neglected by the current government. The public school system is a joke. Our economy is run by the ally of the government and the Hun Sen's family. The cost of goods is more expensive than the neighboring countries. The farmers are no longer able to do any farming because their crops are useless due to there's no market to harvest. Our infrastructure is cheaply constructed and fall apart before the loan are all paid in full. The roads and bridges are 50 years behind everyone else. Our healthcare systems are non-exist for the poor people. The maternity rate, death rate is very high during the delivery. And the public health system is very corrupted inside the hospital. I saw this on Facebook about a month or so back. There's a nurse that requested 5,000 real to assist a patient to the bathroom. You know, ladies, this is corruption to the core of society, ladies. So, you know, I think tens of thousands of experts that are from every industry around the world would give a shot in the arm for the redevelopment for sure. Therefore, His Excellency prepared an unlimited budget. I am very confident about our success because we are a very structured organization with the committee of 300 as our backbone.
Yeah, On Kalayan, we have briefly touched the subject of why, how, and who already. If you could, I would like to know what kind of government this Khmer Republic will be like. Can you please just give us a little outline?
Sure, ladies, you know, this will be a historical event that we all will remember and go down the history regardless. So we will do our best by giving all our best for our country. The Supreme Council of Khmer for Rescue has a very structured master plan. The master plan is structured as follows: Khka, which is principle, objective, and goals. Panka, which is planning. Dao, which is directions. Kamrongka, which is project and master plan. And the most important is Kanchaptabika, which is financial budget. With this kind of structure master plan, I do not see how we could fail. And this time, the new public government's constitution is for the people and by the people. The new currency will be issued to replace the current no value currency. The new economy system infrastructure will be set up to give the opportunity to all Khmer to participate. Earlier, you know, we joke about women gonna do the right thing. It's not a joke. The new Republic government will be reduced to only 18 ministries, and 9 out of 18 will be women in charge, like the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Social Services, and so on and so on.
Yeah, I cannot wait, ladies. Okay, ladies, now let's, the big question that everyone around the world is asking is when. On Kalayan, can you tell us?
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is question, Bong. Our tactical force is standing by and ready to pull trigger at any time. Like we have said, the diplomatic solution must take its course first. And again, only His Excellency would know when to give the green light. It could be tonight or tomorrow. Nobody knows, except His Excellency himself and his elite advisor, like the former Mossad, MI6, and the CIA, Bong.
Well, thank you, On Kalayan, for clarifying. The big question is when. Well, we almost come to the end of our show. I have learned a lot tonight, ladies. Before we end, Nari, do you have any personal comment?
Yes, Khmer Chavi. Tonight, I am happy to learn about how we are going to take our country from the evil man Hun Sen. I am very positive that our Khmer people will be happy soon. I would like to say something in Khmer.
Please do, Nami.
Okay. Yeah, នាងខ្ញុំមានទឹកចិត្តរំភើបរីករាយសោមនស្សយ៉ាងខ្លាំងដែលជាតិនេះបានកើតមកជាកូនខ្មែរនេះគឺជាមោទនភាពដ៏ខ្លាំងចំពោះនាងខ្ញុំហើយបានរួមការងារជាមួយលោកប្រធានសាស្ត្រាចារ្យបណ្ឌិតដាំឆរីដើម្បីចូលទៅរំដោះជាតិខ្មែរឲ្យមានសេរីភាពនិងនឹងដោះដូរខ្លាយពីកុម្មុយនីសទៅជាសាធារណរដ្ឋខ្មែរថ្មីអរគុណមួយ Back to you.
Thank you, Nari, for your comment in English and Khmer. Thank you again for your support as always. Before we end our wonderful night, Onchina, do you have any last comment?
Yeah, Mong, thank you so much. I would like to say a few things before we close tonight by saying a tribute to His Excellency Dr. Ray Chatham. I just want to say he has a huge impact on myself and Khmer out there. Believe it or not, if it wasn't for him, Lopatin today, I don't know where I would be, and especially when it comes to our country and the politics. I am very honored to have the opportunity to work alongside Dr. Ray Chatham, Supreme Council Khmer Help Khmer for Rescue. His work ethic is impeccable, Bong, and an eye-opening for me. I never knew the remarkable and meticulous Dr. Ray was until May of 2019 when I found out he is a sole arbiter of Chief of Financial Controller. I am very intrigued when I heard that by his compassionate character toward everyone that known of him. I can't stop thinking in my head, I'm like, oh hell, if he was compassionate and and not being impartial for Hun Sen and all his cronies, why should I have questions for his integrity for all of us? So, as being said, he has been working so tirelessly and diligently nonstop with our attorneys and the 300 committee in ways where he can reunite Khmer Le, Khmer Krom, and Khmer Kandal Bong. In my heart, without a doubt, we will fully regain our country back from the Chinese-Vietnamese control into the hand of all Khmer very soon. His Excellency Dr. Ray Chatham is the most powerful Native Khmer American in the world. And I know that for a fact. He will definitely bring peace and liberation for good. We've mentioned that is our last shot. This is our last shot. He is the only one that we can rely on at this moment. So all Khmer, we all need to stand together to conform by joining Supreme Council Khmer Help Khmer for rescue, to bring down this evil Hun Sen regime for good, or else we won't have a place to call home. So like I said again, we all have nothing to lose, just your time, your skill, education, no monetary contributions on your behalf. Thank you, Bong, for giving me the opportunity to stress how I feel about Dr. Ray Chatham this evening.
Thank you so much, Onchina. Now, On Kalayan, do you have anything to add?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I would like to end with this note. I feel very privileged to be part of this historical political movement. And I am very grateful to be part of the Supreme Council of Khmer Help Khmer for Rescue. And I would like to say thank you to our elder, Luk Pupatija or the Pritija, and Mr. Oksorapet for sharing the Khmer history that could not be easily be found. In the last 6 months, I have learned so much about our Khmer history. Last but not least, I would like His Excellency is our solid foundation in our historical journey to liberate our motherland. I would like to say thank you to Your Excellency for your guidance and leadership. And for all you ladies, Khmer ladies out there that have the love for our country, you are welcome to be part of our ladies women viewpoint group. Back to you, Bong.
Thank you so much again, ladies, for your wonderful comment and your dedication. I am really appreciate your time and the love of our motherland. And before we close out this wonderful evening, I would like to acknowledge Luk Chamtil Savanho and Mr. Oksorapet for their guidance and support to our Supreme Council of Khmer Help Khmer for Rescue Lady Viewpoint show as always. And to His Excellency Professor Dr. Ray Chatham, we all Supreme Council of Khmer Help Khmer Lady Viewpoint wish to thank you, Your Excellency, from the bottom of our heart for giving all of us here the opportunity to be part of the history. Until we meet again next month, if you find this show and the information share of value following Khmer politics, Supreme Council of Khmer Help Khmer for Rescue. Thank you. Good night.
នីតិរបស់យើងខ្ញុំបានមកដល់ទីបញ្ចប់ហើយមុននឹងបញ្ចប់ខ្ញុំប្រកាសណាយើងខ្ញុំទាំងអស់គ្នាសូមខន្តីអភ័យទោសដល់ព្រះគុណជាម្ចាស់គ្រប់ព្រះអង្គដល់ឯកឧត្តមប្រធានជាទីគោរពដ៏ខ្ពង់ខ្ពស់និងបងប្អូនទាំងអស់បើមានការខុសឆ្គងដោយប្រការណាមួយក្រុមស្ត្រីយើងខ្ញុំនឹងត្រឡប់មកជួបបងប្អូនម្ដងទៀតនៅក្នុងខែក្រោយអរព្រះគុណនិងអរគុណជម្រាបលា
ជម្រាបលា
ដែលត្រូវលើកស្ទួយ